I want you to drop down in your heart. We're going to drop down into the transmission. Let yourself be present right now and just bring all the awareness that you've had in your head and just drop all that energy down into your heart. And then I'm going to invite you to activate your heart chakra with 3 heart breaths. So inhale light into your heart and exhale any frequencies that don't serve you. Inhale light into your heart and exhale any frequencies from your heart that doesn't belong to you. I feel I struck a nerve with that one. Inhale light into your heart and release any energies that don't serve you or belong to you right now. And we're going to just tap into, I'm going to tap into the energy of what you need, what you require for this pre-holiday transmission. So I'm hearing the words, they need an understanding of the knowing of themselves. So, and as I was kind of helping you activate into your heart chakra, one thing that came through immediately was that a lot of you are taking on other people's energies. A lot of you are owning, like literally owning, taking ownership of other people's energies, meaning that like you're trying to hold their journey for them, you're trying to take their journey from them, and this is based on a perception of they can't handle it, or they're making the wrong choices, or that kind of thing. So I just want to put it out there. I want to send it into your heart, this understanding, this knowledge. And I'm seeing this dropping down as kind of like a beautiful red, orange, yellow flame dropping into the crown, landing in your heart, and kind of flaming there at your heart. And that flame is there to assist you with this consuming of other people's energies in your system that do not belong to you and that you do not need to carry. And the truth is that no matter what your situation is, no matter what you're experiencing right now in your life, you do not need to carry other people's crap. I'm just going to put that out there. This is something that a lot of empaths do. It's a mistake. Do not carry other people's crap. You think you're helping them, you are actually creating a disservice to them, because what you're doing is you're stealing away their sovereignty to make their own choices. So I just want that understanding to land with you. And you get to be an empowered empath. And being an empowered empath means that you get to not take on other people's shit, because they get to choose their own choices, even if you perceive them as making incorrect ones. And granted, they may actually be incorrect, and they might actually be dangerous. And outside of, actually pushing them, away from like an incoming car or something like that, they really get to make their own choices, right? So this flame in your heart is actually expanding now, and it's taking on this beautiful violet color. And so if some of you are familiar with this, Saint Germain did a lot of work with the violet flame. And so the violet flame works a lot with karma. It works a lot with consuming karma. And here's the truth about karma that you may or may not know. The truth is that we're in this karmic burning phase, karmic clearing phase to be more exact, where you get to clear your karma with others. So this means that you get to clear it with others, right? And you do not need to like have a sit down and actually speak with them. I mean, you can do that if you're that close, or if you want to, or if you're being called to that. But it only takes one person in that relationship to clear karmic energies, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually making bigger. I'm going to open up that violet flame, and now I'm seeing you inside the violet flame. Like I just made it bigger, and now you're inside this beautiful violet flame. And it's just such a beautiful violet flame. Like, just look at it. It's just such a beautiful violet flame. There might be like little wisps of pink I'm seeing. There's like some pale lavender kind of emerging. And so just imagine yourself in the middle of that violet flame. And I invite you now to do some karma clearing work with me. I'm feeling called to lead you through this right now. So this is, this is something special that I do. It's not just a straight up activation, because I'm also a shamanic practitioner and energy worker and all this other stuff. I'm also kind of, blurring the lines a little bit and going to wherever it needs to go. So we're going to do a little karmic clearing. It's a little shamanic. We're just, placing this in here. So imagine yourself in the middle of this beautiful effervescent violet flame. Effervescent meaning that it's very, it's on. And you're in the middle of it. And I want you to picture in the middle of the karmic violet fire flame with you. Well, first of all, before we even go there, I'd like for you to just kind of run almost like a little program in your heart. You might say it verbally, you might say it energetically, but one thing that really helps when you're in the middle of this violet fire that will assist you in helping you to consume just, like umbrella, kind of like generally consuming karma, is saying, I am the being of violet fire. I am the being that God desires. So, if you're feeling called to this, repeat it with me 3 times. I am the being of violet fire. I am the being that God desires. I am the being of violet fire. I am the being that God desires. I am the being of violet fire. I am the being that God desires. And as you can tell, there's kind of a rhythm that starts to happen, and you can play with the speed of it. So, and this is something that I've done. It's something that's very helpful, and it assists with clearing karma just in general, and you'll feel a lightness afterwards. So it can sound like, if you're playing around with it a little bit in terms of speed, in terms of repetition, it can sound like, I am the being of violet fire. I am the being that God desires. I am the being of violet fire. I am the being that God desires, and just kind of like repeating that. Or you can just like kind of repeat that in your heart, right? But when you're doing that, it's literally that violet flame is consuming all of this extra stuff, all of this stuff that doesn't belong to you, anything that doesn't serve you. And I invite you right now actually to just drop in to the middle of this violet flame, anything that has just stumped you, anything that's frustrated you, anything where you're feeling stuck and you're not sure why, anything that you're feeling tethered to, and not in a healthy way, because there's a lot of that happening right now. So if there's any of this tethering, and it feels very sticky, so a lot of you are feeling tethered in a very sticky way, just drop it in to this violet flame. And so literally just imagine the violet flame consuming it all up. And as it's being consumed, it's actually just sending it straight back to source, God, Great Spirit, Infinite Creator, whatever you call it. And now I invite you to bring forward one individual into the violet flame with you. And this individual is going to be someone who really, there's something about this person, just gets under your skin. For whatever reason, just gets under your skin. It's just so, it could be annoying, it could be frustrating. They can just instantly enrage you just by their presence alone, and it's not even like logical. And you've probably tried to logicize it, even though I know that's not a word, but you've just tried to like, say, this is not logical, I shouldn't be angry with this person, but you just are. So when you just are angry with this person, there's unresolved stuff. And if on the logical level, on this lifetime, you've already done what you thought you needed to do, but it's still lingering, either you haven't completely finished the process, and you might have some past life issues with this person. And the truth is, if this person is part of your soul family, meaning that, like you experience lifetimes over and over again together, you're going to exchange roles. Like one person's going to be the brother, the other one's going to be a sister, or maybe this time you're their daughter, maybe this time, or maybe last time you were their mother, or maybe, last time you were a best friend and this time you're like their mom. Whatever it is, the roles shift constantly. And a lot of times as part of the karmic process, stuff happens where, Sometimes we kill each other, you know, I mean, that's a thing that has happened. And so you might be like actually harboring anger and you don't even realize it about like, hey, you killed me in a past life and I'm still pissed off about that. And, you know, I would totally understand if you were, right? But like, I mean, you don't need to get all the details, right? Like, I mean, that's not really the important thing here right now. The important thing is that on some heart level, you're just not at ease with this person. This person just really, you've got some karma with this person and you know it, right? So bring that person into the violet flame with you and come from a place of love, come from a place of desiring to heal this situation, right? Because this is how you heal things powerfully. You do it with love. You don't do it with like, you know, let me tell you something about yourself and let me whip you up into shape, right? Like that's not how you heal things. It feels great at the moment, but it does not heal things. The way you heal things is you heal it with love. You heal it with the transformational alchemical property of love, which is the highest level frequency vibration. And when you're operating from that highest level frequency vibration, you can transmute anything. So bring them in with your heart, call them in with your heart, not with like, you know, let me consume your karma, okay? Because you know, you're on my last nerve. No, it's with heart. It's with heart. So bring them, call them into this violet flame with you, with heart. And just, you know, if you want to, you can hold their hands. If you want to, you can just stand there and face each other. If you want to, you can just sit in front of each other. However you desire, however feels most comfortable, but you're in a peaceful state, both of you, sharing this violet flame with each other and aware of each other's presence in a loving way, right? And so right now, I invite you to, and I'm actually seeing that both of your hearts are starting to intertwine. And this is not to say like you're twin flames or something. That's not what I'm saying at all. Some of you might be twin flames. But what I'm getting at here is that there is this heart work that is required. So I'm seeing your heart and their heart kind of emerging, kind of meeting, swirling together in like a purple spiral. You know, if you've ever seen those candies, those candy lollipops that like are swirls, that's how I'm kind of seeing your two hearts together, swirling together, moving upwards. So let it like swirl together and move upwards together. And as it joins, you know, you might ask this individual, you know, and I really invite you to do this, right? You have two choices here. You can either allow the violet flame to consume all the karma between you two, or you can be even more thorough with this experience by applying forgiveness and applying the Ho'opono prayer. It's a Hawaiian native prayer of that includes forgiveness, and it basically clears karma, even just by saying it. So how it goes is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. So that is the Ho'opono prayer. So if you want to be really thorough with this karmic clearing, I invite you to release your resistance, release your anger that you have towards this person. Be more willing to heal this so that you can move on, not so that they can move on. I mean, they'll move on also, but this is really for you. Do you want to stay in the pain of this karmic tie and debt or whatever's going on? Or do you want to heal it so that you can move on and have this fuller life? It's up to you. You can make the choice. If you want to choose to have a more full healing, this is how you do it. As you two are in the violet flame, extend your heart to theirs and let them extend their heart to yours. And just tell them, I'm sorry. And you can repeat after me if this is something that you're willing to do at this time to experience the fullness of this process. Go ahead and say it. I'm sorry. And if you want to be specific about what you're sorry about, you can do that. It's not necessary. But be genuine. Be honest. Be genuine. Say it with integrity. I'm sorry. Next step. Please forgive me. Now say that honestly. Say it with integrity and genuineness. Please forgive me. If you are doing this part of the exercise, you can feel a shift happen almost instantaneously in both of your hearts. There might be some emotions. Completely normal. Let it flow. Next step, I love you. And again, this needs to be honest. This needs to come from your heart. This needs to be true. This needs to be honest. And then you don't need to be in love with this person, right? But you get to love their essence. You get to love that they're showing up for you in this lifetime, because the truth is that they are a part of your soul family, whoever this being is. I already know they're part of your soul family, because that's what our soul family does. They teach us what we need to know. They, before we incarnate on this planet, you know, we talk with them, our souls talk to each other, and we say to our soul family, okay, I'm going to teach you this, you're going to teach me that. And so the reality is that this being in front of you, this person, is actually teaching you the lesson you most need to learn right now. And so that is why you get to say, I love you, because they're doing what they promised you. Okay? So say, I love you from the bottom of your heart. And it doesn't matter if they say it back, okay? Like for those of you who are like, well, I want this and I want that, this needs to be selfless, right? You get to just say it without expectation, because that's part of a lot of the reason why we stay stuck, right? We're like, but they should do this and they should do that. Don't get caught up into that. That has no place here. So the three pieces. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. If you've done that, I congratulate you. I commend you on implementing this powerful step-by-step experience to enhance and really create a fulfilling karmic clearing. And now just imagine this violet fire that you and this individual are within. Imagine this violet fire is consuming all the karma between you two. It's just like consuming it, like fire, divine fire, consuming it all until it's nothing. And I want you to feel how lifted you are at your shoulders, because I know a lot of you have been carrying it, like literally like holding it at your shoulders. And first of all, you didn't need to do that, right? You don't need to do that. And hopefully you won't ever do it again, because it doesn't serve you ever, ever. Because you can't help someone if you're like, you know, if you're like overwhelmed with someone else's pain. So this is what an empowered empath does, right? It's like you stay with your own power. You strengthen your own power. You don't take on other people's pain. You let everyone have their sovereign journey. You help out, you be the beacon of light, right? So now that this violet flame has consumed your karma, feel the lifting at your shoulders. It's almost like this lightness of being that is now being felt for some of you the first time. This lightness of being at your shoulders. Just feel how much lighter you feel at your shoulders. And you might also feel this at your heart. You might feel less responsibility. And to be honest, you put that responsibility on yourself. You didn't need to, but you did, right? Because you think that you needed to. You didn't need to. So just feel the lightness of being in your heart. Feel the lightness in your shoulders, maybe even your neck. I kind of feel like your neck is actually opening up a little bit. So just stretch your neck out a little bit. And this is an activation where that energy of that God energy, and I'm feeling it as ascension energy, coming in through the shoulders, through the back of your heart, in a gold influx, like a wave, like if you were surfing and you saw a wave come in. This is kind of like the same thing, except the wave is gold, and it's coming into the back of your heart chakra, and it's flushing through the back of your heart chakra, moving out into the front of your heart chakra, and pouring out of the front of your heart with the same gold wave. And this gold wave is infused with the ascension codes of codes of the sun, and it's flushing out all this excess energy. And that's what I'm getting, is that you required to release and let go of this karmic tie, debt, whatever you want to call it, to move through that, heal that, clear that, so that you can enter into this holiday, whatever you're going to do with it, to enter into it with a clear conscious, clearer heart, and to move forward with love, because that's really the whole intention, right? Is to be able to move forward in love. And power is love. That's one of the codes of power. And so now, just allow yourself to come back to your body, come back to the room, and each of the next few breaths that you inhale and exhale out is just solidifying this karmic release, this karmic clearing that I just led you through. And if you want to, you can like just, let it out with like an emoting sigh. If you want to, you can cry, because I know for some of you it was emotional. For some of you, you can wail. Whatever you need to do right now, just allow it to release from your vocal cords. Just let it go. And then when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes gently.